So here we've got some numbers, all of which look like they're in standard form, but they're not. They're actually mistakes, and we're going to need to fix them. The reason that this one is not standard form is that this first number needs to be between 1 and 10, okay? And obviously 623 is bigger than 10. This one here, look, this is also a mistake because I said the number needed to be 1 and 10, and 0.5 is smaller than 1, okay? Now, the reason we want the front number to be between 1 and 10, or in other words, in the units column, is it makes comparing the order, the size of the number, much easier. If this is a big number and this is a small number, then I can't just look at the power to see which one's bigger. So let's fix this. So we know that the first number, okay, needs to be between 1 and 10, and we need to put the decimal place immediately after the first non-zero digit. Okay, so that bit is easy, right? But I need to do a little bit of thinking because I need to say to myself, okay, well, that 6 is in the hundreds column, and this 6 is in the units column. And really what I've done is I've made the number, okay, I've divided by 10 twice, haven't I, to move that number back. Okay, I've moved it back twice, so in the place value. So I need to compensate by making it bigger here. So here I'm going to times by 10 times by 10, so that these two things are compensating. And to do that, I'm just going to times by 10 times by, so I'm going to 10 to the 6. Okay, so this has become, instead of times by 10,000, okay, I'm now, this was times by this before, and now it's times by this. Okay, so I made this one 10 times smaller and this one 10 times bigger. Over here, I need to change this to 5.83. So that bit's kind of easy, but I need to do a little bit of thinking with regard. That was 0.5 in the tenths column, and now 5 is in the units column. Actually, what I've done is times by 10. And so to compensate, I'm going to need to make this 10 times smaller. Okay, I made this one 10 times bigger, so I need to make this one 10 times smaller. So instead of 10 to the minus 3, I'm going to put 10 to the minus 4. Let's have a look at this one. Again, this bit's kind of easy. I just put 9.8. What I consider, okay, to do that, I've moved everything forward by 1, so I need to move this, okay, back by 1. So that's just 9.8 times 10 to the 1. This got 10 times bigger. This got 10 times smaller. Let's have a look at this one over here. Well, here we need to write that as 4.5 times 10. Okay, well, here you can see that I've made that number smaller by a factor of 10. Okay, 40 has become 4. Here we've got 10 to the minus 6. So I need to find out what, and this is 10 times, sorry, I made a mistake there. That's divide by 10, isn't it? Because 40 became 4. So this needs to go up by a factor of 10. And here I'm dividing by 10 6 times, so now I'm only going to divide by 10 5 times. Here we've got 863 times 10 cubed, and here I need to make this 8.63, and so here I need to divide by 10 twice, and so what I'm going to do is make this 10 times bigger by going times 10 to the 5. One gets divide by 10, and the other one compensates. This is 0.1 and needs to be 1.2. And 0.1 in the tenths column has got 1 in the units column. I've made it bigger, so this 5 is going to have to become a 4. Here we've got the 7, which is very similar to the other one. 0.7 in the tenths column goes to 7.1 in the units column. I've made that bigger, so this one needs to become smaller. And here I've got 3.8. Okay, well that's been made smaller. Okay, so this needs to be made. So let's divide by 10. So this needs to be times by 10. So I'm not going to divide by 10 3 times. I'm going to divide by 10 only twice. Okay, Now, that is kind of difficult, okay? It's worth watching the video perhaps a few more times.